Let's be honest, the moment a woman ignores you, your mind goes into war with itself. One minute you're confident, calm, telling yourself she's probably busy, and then the silence stretches a little too long. Suddenly your stomach drops, your ego tightens, and it feels like she's quietly slipping away while you stand there helpless, staring at your phone like a fool waiting for a message that never comes. That feeling? It's a punch most men pretend they're too strong to feel. But you feel it, and it bothers you more than you want to admit. You wonder what changed. Did you say something wrong? Did she lose interest overnight? Is she talking to someone else? Or did she never care as much as you hoped? Every unanswered message becomes a mirror, reflecting your insecurities back at you, and that is exactly where most men go wrong, because they react from fear instead of strength. Here's the truth I'm going to walk you through today. When a woman pulls away or ignores you, she isn't just testing your patience, she's testing your value. She's watching how you respond to silence. Because silence screams louder than words. A woman wants to feel something when she deals with you, and if she can predict your every reaction, the double text, the nervous checking in, the "did I do something wrong" message, she loses curiosity, she loses attraction, she loses respect. Not because she's cruel, but because she's instinctively wired to be drawn to a man who is centered, not a man who falls apart the second attention disappears. So right here, right now, I need you to shift your energy. When she ignores you, I want you to act like a man who knows his worth, because deep down, you do. You just forget in the moment of panic. Instead of chasing, you become scarce. Instead of asking why she disappeared, you disappear into your purpose. Instead of seeking validation, you become the one whose attention is a privilege, not a guarantee. A woman is drawn to mystery, to certainty, to presence. If you make her feel like she's the only source of your happiness, she will distance herself, because that pressure is heavy. She doesn't want to carry your emotional survival. She wants to be inspired by your direction. So when she ignores you, take a breath. Relax your shoulders. Remind yourself that attraction doesn't die because of distance. It dies because of desperation. Your silence will say what words cannot. I'm good with or without you. Not in an angry way, not in a childish, I don't need anyone way, but in a calm, masculine energy that says, I respect myself. Because the man who doesn't flinch when ignored becomes the man she worries about losing. When a woman goes silent, most men panic, and panic makes you predictable. Predictable kills attraction. So here's the shift. Instead of reacting, you respond with self-control. She expects you to chase. She expects you to over-explain. She expects you to prove your worth. But every message you rush to send tells her one thing. She has all the power. And when she senses that imbalance, she pulls even further away. So what does a man of value do? He doesn't collapse. He doesn't spiral into insecurity. He doesn't rehearse messages in his head or stalk her social media. He leans back. He resets. He lets her wonder. Because here's a secret about female psychology. A woman is rarely drawn to what is fully hers. She is drawn to what could be hers but isn't guaranteed. Curiosity and uncertainty are magnetic. The moment she feels like she's locked in your attention forever, she begins to emotionally check out. So the next time she ignores you, do something most men never think to do. Shift your focus back to yourself. Turn your attention toward your goals, your hobbies, your personal progress. Hit the gym. Dive into your craft. Build your kingdom. Your silence should look like a man upgrading his life, not waiting by the phone like his world has stopped moving. This does two powerful things. First, it reminds her that your life existed long before she came along. Second, it makes her wonder why you're not trying harder to reach her. That curiosity will start to eat at her confidence. And suddenly, she's the one checking your last scene. She's the one feeling that tension in her chest. She's the one asking herself, did he lose interest? Did he find someone better? Why isn't he chasing me anymore? That's the shift. You go from being the one who's worried to being the one who's missed. But let me be clear, You're not ignoring her back out of anger. You're not playing games. You're protecting your dignity. You're showing her you don't respond to emotional pullbacks with desperation. You respond with composure. And trust me, she will notice. Women always notice when a man stops orbiting them. They feel that silence. They feel that attention disappear. And a woman who once felt confident in ignoring you will suddenly start thinking twice. Remember this. A man becomes powerful the moment he realizes that her silence is not a crisis. It's information. It tells you she wants space, so give it to her, happily. Because if she truly cares, she will come back curious and more invested than before. And if she never returns, then she only saved you time you'd have wasted on someone who wasn't meant for the life you're building. The man who values himself doesn't chase validation. He commands respect through how he carries his silence. And that, my friend, makes you unforgettable. Here's what most men completely misunderstand. Ignoring you doesn't always mean she's done with you. Sometimes she just wants to see how deeply you depend on her. She wants to feel something: curiosity, desire, uncertainty, anything except the dull comfort of knowing she's already conquered your heart. So, when she finally reaches out again, whether it's a random "hey," a story reply, or a message pretending nothing happened, how you respond can either rebuild attraction or destroy it instantly. Most men do the worst possible thing. They respond too fast, too eager, too relieved. It's like she throws a tiny crumb of attention and you dive on it, like you've been starving. And the moment you do that, all the mystery you built evaporates. She thinks, "Oh, he was just waiting," and her attraction drops even lower than before. So here's how a man of value handles the moment she comes back. Calmly, confidently, and without emotional fireworks. You don't punish her. You don't reward her. You meet her energy with relaxed curiosity. You treat her attention like something nice, not something you desperately needed to breathe again. She wants to feel your presence, not your pressure. If she sends a one-word message, you don't send a paragraph. You don't unpack the pain of her silence. You keep it light, short, pleasant. You match what she gives you, and you don't give more than she earns. That balance is where attraction grows again. Act like a man whose life got fuller while she was gone. Talk about what you've been doing, the workouts, the business moves, the new projects, not to show off, but to remind her that your life keeps expanding, with or without her involvement. When a woman feels like she has to work to regain your attention, she becomes more intentional with you. And here's something powerful. When she senses that you're not holding a grudge, but also not placing her back on a pedestal, she becomes more present. She listens more. She invests more. She starts to question her own choices. She wonders if she underestimated you. That tension, that slow burn, is attractive beyond words. But let me warn you, this only works if your actions are genuine. If you pretend to be busy while actually obsessing over her every move, you'll crack, you'll slip, and she will feel it. Women are incredibly intuitive. They can sense when a man's confidence is real versus when it's just a costume he wears to hide insecurity. So keep leveling up, keep building. Make her feel that her presence in your life has to be earned, not assumed. Not as punishment, but as a reflection of your worth. You're not trying to make her chase. You're maintaining your dignity. If she wants access to you again, she should feel lucky she still has the chance. Because the man who is comfortable walking forward without looking back is the man she can't help but turn around for. You need to understand something deep about attraction. Women don't fall for men who need them. They fall for men who inspire them. A woman wants to feel like she's stepping into the life of someone who is already rising, already moving, already respected by the world. She doesn't want to feel like she's rescuing you from loneliness. And when you react to her silence with anxiety, you unknowingly tell her that she's your entire world. That's too much weight for any woman to carry. Female psychology is wired around emotional contrast. It's the highs and lows, the anticipation, the unknown. If everything is guaranteed, there is nothing to feel. So when she ignores you, it's not always rejection. Sometimes it's a reset. She's checking if the spark is still there. And the spark only exists when she feels that you could walk away at any moment, not because you don't care, but because you have a life with motion. Confidence isn't loud. It isn't aggressive. It isn't telling her, I don't need you. It's showing her through the way you live, your routines, your ambition, your social life. That is what communicates value. Not threats, not manipulation, just authentic independence. There's something extremely attractive about a man who isn't bothered, a man who doesn't beg for answers, a man who can sit in silence without breaking, because that silence, it tells her you're emotionally secure. It tells her you trust yourself. It tells her the outcome doesn't define your worth. And once a woman senses that security, she begins to chase the stability you represent. Here's a psychological key. Women get more emotionally attached to the man they invest effort in, not the one who invests effort in them first. If you pour everything into her while she gives little back, she'll detach. But when she has to work for your attention, even just a little, her heart starts to engage. That's how bond forms. That's how desire grows. So instead of questioning your value when she's distant, question your reaction. Ask yourself, am I responding like a man who believes he's rare? Or like a man terrified of being alone? You can't fake the answer. It will show in every message, every pause, every breath. The most powerful man is the one who can walk away without fear. Not because he wants to, but because he refuses to abandon himself in the process of loving someone else. When a woman realizes you're not competing for her attention, she starts competing for your time. And that shift is everything. You're not being cold, you're not playing games, you're honoring your worth. That's not arrogance, that's self-respect. And the moment you embrace that truth, you become the type of man she doesn't want to ignore. Because losing you would feel like losing a future she hasn't fully explored yet. Be the man she can't replace, not the one she can control. Let's break down the mindset that truly separates a high-value man from the pack. Most guys spend their energy trying to convince a woman to choose them. They try to impress her, entertain her, chase her attention like it's oxygen. But a powerful man, the kind who becomes unforgettable, doesn't operate from a place of needing to be chosen. He operates from a place of choosing. He evaluates. He observes. He decides who gets access to his world. The moment you flip that mindset, everything changes. When she ignores you, she expects you to chase because that's what most men do. If you don't, if you stay calm and continue investing in your goals, your passion, your progress, she feels something she didn't expect. Respect. And respect is the foundation of desire. Women don't truly fall for men they don't respect. They might entertain them for a while, but they won't feel that deep pull, the kind that keeps them thinking about you when you're not around. So ask yourself, are you becoming a man worth thinking about? A man who is disciplined, a man who is focused, a man who refuses to collapse emotionally just because someone temporarily steps back, a man she can't predict because he isn't controlled by insecurity. This mindset doesn't just affect how she sees you, it affects how you see you. Suddenly you walk differently, you speak with more certainty, you don't over-explain yourself, you don't obsess over her responses. You're no longer asking, what did I do wrong? You're asking, is she even aligned with the man I'm becoming? And when a woman feels that shift, that you're not chasing approval but living your purpose, she feels the gravity of your presence. Because here's what most men never realize. Attraction is not a prize she gives you. It's a reaction to how you lead your life. A man on a mission is magnetic. He pulls people toward him without trying. His energy speaks louder than any words. Women feel that. They feel your drive. They feel your absence when you withdraw. They feel your focus shifting to bigger things. And suddenly, the idea of losing you becomes uncomfortable. That discomfort grows into desire. She starts checking your profile. She starts wondering if someone else is appreciating what she took for granted. She starts replaying conversations, noticing details she once ignored. That's when her silence ends, not because she felt guilty, but because she felt impact. And you created that impact by refusing to give your power away. Don't become a man who breaks at the first sign of uncertainty. Become the man she has to earn. Become the man she can't read but wants to understand. Become the man whose life moves forward with or without her attention. That's when she returns with effort, not convenience. You don't chase, you attract. Let me tell you something that every man needs to hear. You are not defined by who pays attention to you, but by who regrets losing you. A woman ignoring you is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation, if you handle it the right way. When you react from fear, you shrink. When you respond with confidence, you rise. Every silent moment is a chance to choose the man you want to become. You are not here to convince someone to care. You are not here to beg for love like you're asking for a favor. You are here to build a life that's so fulfilling, so powerful, so focused that anyone who steps away will eventually feel that emptiness where your presence used to be. And if she ignores you, good, that gives you time to evolve. That gives you space to grow. That gives you the opportunity to create a version of yourself that even you can't ignore. The man who doesn't chase becomes the man who is chased. The man who doesn't panic becomes the man who is admired. The man who doesn't beg becomes the man remembered in silence. Women are drawn to certainty, to the aura of a man who knows what he's doing, to the calm confidence of someone who doesn't react emotionally every time life tests him. When silence comes, don't fall apart. Build yourself, improve your discipline, take care of your body, strengthen your mind, level up your career, reinforce your boundaries, because when she realizes that ignoring you didn't weaken you, it sharpened you, she will feel something she didn't expect, regret. And that feeling will hit her hard. She'll question why she pulled back. She'll wonder if she misjudged you. She'll worry someone else will recognize your value before she does again. Because deep down, she always knew you were capable of greatness. She just needed to see if you knew it too. Never forget this. You're allowed to want connection. You're allowed to care. But you should never abandon yourself just to hold on to someone who doesn't see you clearly yet. The moment you choose yourself, the world starts choosing you too. So when a woman ignores you, act like the man who has something bigger calling his name. Act like the man with purpose. Act like the man who is too busy leveling up to chase temporary attention. Because that kind of man, he isn't replaceable. He becomes the standard. Now it's your move. Tell me in the comments. When a woman ignored you in the past, did you chase or did you walk away with your dignity? If this message hit you today, like the video, subscribe to the channel and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Your future self is already proud of you.